All right, guys, welcome to Game 3, or Game 4, actually, of iNcontroL versus Team Assembly Redialing. I say iNcontroL because he's on his third game in a row. Of course, iNcontroL, the representative for Team EG. And basically, this is going to be his third attempt to win a game in a row. And he won the first two that he played in a row. Inca lost the first one, so that means that Team EG is up 2-1 against Team Assembly Redialing. Now, this is going to be basically... KiWiKaKi is the second to last line of defense right now for Team Assembly Redialing, and if iNcontroL can win again with a crazy forward pylon warp gate build, you know, really, it's just going to be really difficult to beat. But now we got to we saw a PVZ for iNcontroL and a PVT for iNcontroL, or were they both versus Terrans? No. Yeah, so the first game that he won was against Zelnika Zerg player. Second game was against KiWiKaKi the Terran player. And now he is facing off against a protoss. So we're seeing all facets of this kid's gameplay, and it's going to be really exciting to see what he decides to do this time. I guess it should be mentioned that Kiwi is... Actually, I don't really know anything about Kiwi, so I guess I'm not going to talk too much about him. But it looks like they're going to have the same opening to begin with, going for a barracks. And, oh, look at this! The S-talking is going on. S-talking, of course, short for surefire way to piss off your opponent talking. And it looks like he's playing a Warcraft 3 player. And apparently the Warcraft 3 player agreeing with him that he is indeed right, with Brood War being a better game than Warcraft 3. I'm not going to get into that argument because I'm obviously biased against... for Brood War compared to Warcraft 3, as I played Brood War for, I don't know, 10 years. But looks like for now these players are going to have the same exact build going on, getting gas at the same time. Looks like we're only going to see one gate for now, which is kind of cool. You know, in days past, you used to see one gate, two gate, three gate, Zealot massing game. I don't know where Marauder was coming from. And now both players working in those cybernetics cores. And looks like KiWiKaKi actually slightly ahead of iNcontroL, but iNcontroL getting his gas before KiWiKaKi. And wow, look at this. So already we see that some chrono boost being used on the Zealot. I'll be honest, not entirely sure that that's necessary. Whereas we see iNcontroL saving some up, kind of debating on what he wants to use it for. I guess he's going to use it for this warp gate tech, as that would make a lot of sense. But no, he's going to spam one on the gateway, and now he's got warp gate tech going. He's got enough energy for the next one. We'll have to see what he decides to go. And what is this? I didn't even realize. I thought iNcontroL was getting his other gas. It looks like KiWiKaKi stole it. You know, that's something I don't like about the Protoss units or a lot of mirror matches, but in particular Protoss. It seems a lot harder to discern the colors between the players in a PvP matchup versus other races for some reason. And there's a Zealot in the base of iNcontroL, so this is kind of interesting. Looks like we're going to see two gates coming from KiWiKaKi, and alternatively we're seeing a robotics facility coming from iNcontroL. And I wouldn't be too surprised if iNcontroL decided to go for a observer first. And look at this Zealot trying to get a probe. I don't think he's going to, though, as that probe will just regen that shield if he can stay out long enough. And there it goes right there. So yeah, that Zealot actually looks like he's going to be forced out. No! Looks like a Stalker is going to join the mix. And iNcontroL, he is not prepared for this. He just does not have the units. He's trying to get Warp Gate Tech. He's now trying to Chrono Boost a Sentry out. And it looks like KiWiKaKi is going to have a tough time trying to micro this. It looks like he only gets one probe kill so far, so iNcontroL is going to be pretty safe right now. It looks like in the meantime, though, we got some sneaky stuff going on from KiWiKaKi as he puts in a proxy pylon. Obviously, it'll utilize with his Warp Gate Tech. And now that Sentry taking really heavy shots, he's not going to last too much longer now that there's another Sentry out on the map. But really, iNcontroL, I don't think he knows that this is here. Warp Gate Tech's got to be just about done. For KiWiKaKi, looks like it is done. It looks like he's just got to change it into warp gates, and from then on, iNcontroL is going to be having a tough time defending this. So he is going to be able to block that front door. He's only got one warp gate. No, he's got two warp gates himself, so he should be able to cope with this. And an Immortal. All right, so that Immortal is going to add a lot of fire to this battle over here. And it looks like KiWiKaKi is going to try to basically throw in a little bit of a... Oh, no way! iNcontroL sees the pylon. Oh, that changes the game's course completely. Looks like KiWiKaKi going to try to warp in a couple of units before he can get that pylon down. But I think iNcontroL is in a pretty good position here. Yeah, I see on the mini-map we got some units over here trying to go in the front door. So iNcontroL, unfortunately, bringing all of his units back, but no, he's going to bring that Immortal out and do some serious damage to these Stalkers. And yeah, this is going to be cleaned up without much of a problem, basically, from iNcontroL at this point. KiWiKaKi going to have to back off. I got to say, KiWiKaKi in general has lost probably a lot more minerals than iNcontroL has, mostly because, ooh, getting blink, mostly because, he made a pylon that he lost. He made a simulator that he lost. Not that it cost that much. He lost a lot more units than iNcontroL did as he tried to pick off observers. Not observers. I say looking at observer. Clearly, I have to say observer. As he picks off miners, and force field going off for iNcontroL. Not really a good force field. Looks like KiWiKaKi's going to do a pretty good job of microing these zealots, and iNcontroL going to have to be a little bit more careful. It looks like he's going to put the Immortal up. A little bit too close, unfortunately for him, but that Immortal going to do a lot of damage before it gets taken down, but now still 3 sentries out on the field, and that was some serious loss right there. There is another proxy pylon. Wow. It looks like iNcontroL having some difficulty at this point, but he's got another Immortal out on the field. He's got 3 warp gates of his own, going up against 4 warp gates 3 warp gates in a robo very shortly, and Blink is now out on the field. Now iNcontroL could see this coming. It's clearly a very Stalker heavy build right now, and because of that, that indicates that he might be going for Blink, but Blink is not that popular of an upgrade to get, unfortunately. But thank God KiWiKaKi is getting it because it's so much fun to watch. But it looks like, at this point, iNcontroL should be able to deal with this. He's got 2 Immortals out on the field and 4 Stalkers going up against a lot. Beautiful use of Blink to get out of there, even though there's a force field put over here. But he gives up the information that he has Blink at this point. Not that it would make, obviously, that big of a difference. And really, I got to say, iNcontrol's got the superior force here, and with this observer, he knows that pylon's there. We can check that to see he clearly knows that's there, and it won't be too long. He loses his observer to another one, but it won't be too long before he decides to push out after he feels he's got some critical mass. He's only got 1 sentry in the mix, kind of interesting, using it for the occasional force field, if anything. But honestly, I'd like to see Guardian Shield because he's going up against, oh my goodness, he's going up against Stalkers, which, by the way, just blinked inside the base of iNcontroL. So beautiful use of that observer in order to get those Stalkers in there, and that's unfortunate because he's going to lose quite a few probes trying to defend this. Looks like the Stalkers are focusing on probes. He is going to get this cleaned up not too long from now, and in the meantime, he is pushing in the base over here, and look at that! Look at him glitch some units through over here, and KiWiKaKi not paying attention. He's got his units on hold. That is not good. It looks like he puts up another force field, and this is going to be tough for iNcontroL to micro. That 1 force field is just going to screw everything up over here. But by bringing units back, and with great range of the Stalkers, he's going to be able to take out a lot of these units. He's going to be able to outrange the sentries as well.